Kia ora from Aotearoa. It's Poppy here with the current 9th wave Mayan sacred energies for NIGHTWAVE 141, which is in 2 Serpent. And my gosh, what a journey it has been looking into these energies. These energies meant exploring opposing sides. And I almost got lost, it felt like it, but I almost got lost in the side which is separated from source. But the really amazing thing is it really brought up really strong healing for me. And since this is the last day of the day wave in the deer energy, which is very much about healing, it was highly appropriate to have a big breakthrough on this day. So yeah, just really looking into the energies. I'm going to explain it in a moment, but it's 2 Serpent, so it's about opposing consciousnesses or opposites, meaning as opposite kinds of consciousness that are here in this earthly existence at present. And it's the fires in California. They feel just so absolutely satanically generated to me that it brought up some of my own abuse that still needed to be cleared. And so it's been really tough, and I've come through. And this world, our consciousness also needs to make it through. It's quite a perilous time, and it's easy for people to get lost and taken down in the hopelessness of the distraction that's going on. So I shall carry on here off my graph. Oh, I'm so glad I found my way back. I started doing this graph about 3 days ago, and I was seeing it, and then I just couldn't carry on any further. It was just like I just got very lost, because this is a very, very, very profound time. It's a very big time about the splitting of these consciousnesses. It's really coming up. And so we just really need to stay true and stay with source. Source is the answer to everything. Source transcends everything that is happening on the earth right now. So NIGHTWAVE 141 in 2 Serpent, and that's starting on the 12th or the 13th of January, depending where you are. And so starting off, so night 1 of 18, 2 very opposing, as in opposite ways of consciousness, are with us at this time. The way of true source connection, where our physical energy systems are supporting the pure source soul stream within and guiding us back to natural life. That's the first one. And the way that energy is stolen, used, borrowed, or exchanged, and based on fear and death. So that is the second one. So Serpent is the natural flow of energy with the natural space-time continuum. And this is what the Maya observe. A serpent moves in the wave-like motion, just like the time waves that are of the true space-time continuum. This leads to life and growth and holds all the potential for abundance, fertility, vitality, and the constant regeneration of our energetic foundation that sustains life. Death, destruction, and decay is happening as the artificial ways based upon the artificial time construct and the mind-altering programming and beliefs that come with it are played out in biblically aligned ways. So when I talk about biblically, what we're noticing and what many people are noticing is that these wars, the Palestinian war, warring on the people, these fires, so many things are actually, they're generated from unnatural sources. And they take on almost like fulfilling like a biblical type of prophecy. And the Bible was created out of a heck of a lot of truth, but also it did come in with that good and evil consciousness, and has had a big effect on the psychology of and the consciousness of humanity. And so these fires, most people are realizing and seeing that these fires are not natural at all. To me, it appears that they are coming, that it's a weapon. It's weaponized from the skies, and it's possibly weaponized from the skies, and possibly also from the power systems. But it's unfolding to look like this biblical consciousness as well. So that's just an observation. The Bible holds a lot of truth and a lot of meaning for a lot of people, and it can actually really work for people. So I don't want to throw that out totally. Just like astrology, which was also from the good and evil consciousness, it really works a lot for a lot of people, just so long as source connection, the true source connection, can be maintained with any of these belief systems or structures. Okay, so with these biblically aligned ways, okay, so there is no viability here, and seeds of strife cannot grow in this new paradigm. Okay, so there's a splitting of consciousness. There's going to be that false paradigm, and then there will be the natural paradigm as well. And so with the serpent energy, it's a choice which way we go. The old ways of energy harvesting can no longer tolerate the frequencies of the source light energies that are coming through now. And this is also why we're seeing such destruction, as those energies that have wanted to play God and be God have tried to hold on, and these are the death throes. I feel quite confident that these are the death throes. Many attempts have been made to pull consciousness away from the source light and connect to the false light. True, authentic seeds grow and produce in the true source light. The false light of Saturn, which is where our consciousness has been directed to through the Gregorian calendar and the Vatican systems, the black sun that the false construct is built upon, is sourceless or anti-source, meaning it opposes source or tries to take the place of source or replicate. It cannot sustain natural life, and our world is witnessing its death and destruction now, and we can transcend this. Then I'm going to break down the days and include the 9-day phase a little later. So 3 death is the second night, and it is also a full moon. So full moons do hold extra energy for extended periods of time. This is a rebirthing energy, activating from the foundation of viability due to pure source living within and fueling the body system. This is the choice to be with nature. I'm not going to give too much attention to the other choice that opposes it. I want to stay with what we can do and what our solutions are, rather than what we could get lost in, I felt like I just about did. But I am, source is just wonderful with me. I'm so grateful. So this is massive rebirth death and rebirth through profound surrender. I had visions many years ago that all of humanity would come to a place of absolute surrender before we really entered into really moving ahead more freely in a new paradigm. I didn't know what that surrender was about. Now I know that this is an absolutely deep surrendering and returning to source consciousness, and that this is the only thing that can transcend what is going on. It is the only thing that supports life and living and love and joy. And then we go to 4 Deer, and that's night 3 of 18. Balance and strength takes form, creating health from the ground up, throughout and around, and grows from grounding. Protection and safety is in Earth's telluric field. So a telluric field is like that energetic field. It's very protective. I'm sitting on it right now because I'm sitting outside to record this. And it's like this field of ions and an electrical field, which is really strong. And so whenever I've done a healing session, what I do is I go out and I reground. I get into that telluric field. It's highly supportive, and it brings back the balance and strength. And then we have 5 Star, which is night 4 of 18, on the 15th or 16th of January, depending on where you live. As the sun shines its light across from the United States and New Zealand at the same time, but actually on different Gregorian dates. So this is why I have these dates put this way. So when it's the 15th of January in the United States, for us here in New Zealand, for most of that time we will be on the 16th of January. So 5 Star, we are empowered to rise and grow up towards the light as fully source connected and authentic beings. Then we have 6 Water, night 5, flowing due to atonement, which is at 1 mint, involves forgiveness. Unified in the mind, we offer our challenges to the heavenly fires of transformation, freeing ourselves and others from entanglements and impurities. It's a gift to ourselves, and it's a gift to everyone as well. And then we go to 7 Dog, and this 7 is a reflective tone. So self-reflection may bring the justice of universal law to our awareness. Oh gosh, sorry, I'm just trying to get past my typos. This is how we may be with Soul Tribe. Being with Soul Tribe results in loyalty to natural law. That's what I was trying to say there. 8 Monkey. This is about integrating a new weaving of time from our recent growth, playfully, innocently, and magically. Because as we live all of these source energies, it's like behind us we're leaving a fabric. We're leaving a fabric of our life. And this is like the weaving that happens through the space-time continuum. And you know, sometimes we need to just integrate our growth and just integrate it and carry on and move forward, because the next day will be in a 9 tone, which means that we break some patterns and start new ones. So that will be a 9 road, and that's leaving behind old patterns of life and beginning new patterns of certainty on our destiny roads. And we each have a unique destiny road. Only we can walk it, and only we can know it. So, and we can be present with each step we take along the way. And then we have 10 Read, night 9, keeping our internal soul stream clear no matter what challenges us, so we may actively be a conduit connecting heaven and earth within and affecting what is around us with our energy. Next we have 11 Jaguar, and this is the beginning of a 9-day phase. And this is where the direction changes in the spiral or the time wave. So it changes direction. And this is the 9-day phase in 11 Jaguar. So at the depth of the night, we plummet into this profoundly deep shamanic and meditative energy. And here we find answers to our questions. The shaman will quest through days and nights within the presence of nature, held in nature. A jaguar will sleep and dream in the embrace of nature with nurture, which nurtures their stealthiness and their wakefulness. And it just reminds me of all the beautiful pictures I know where the jaguar is just hanging on the tree, asleep. Shamanic magic is its way, and this is only possible through the natural world and the true nature of the self. We've got doggies around. The natural world is always connected to source, and life rises up with it due to connection with the source-like frequencies that are emitted through the true sun in the day and the integration of these energies through the night. True light is with us through the darkest night. You know, when that light hits us and we absorb that light, it actually goes into our systems. It stays in our systems. It goes onto our DNA. It actually holds a lot of energy, and it's quite miraculous. And then we go to 12 Eagle, and that's night 11. With wisdom in our wings, we rise above the chaos and distraction below and enjoy access to a global vision that aligns with divine will. And then 13 Owl, which is night 12, we ascend on higher in frequency as we fly silently through dimensions and invisible realms, being guided and led by the highest of the high. And then 1 Earth, and that's night 13. The knowledge of life and nature unite us within and in our outer worlds. Matter holds the memory of natural knowledge regarding life and growth. Connect with this knowledge and life builds. And then on to 2 Knife we go, which is night 14 of 18, the 25th or the 26th of January. This is about cutting away which does not serve as we discern on what life is projecting and reflecting back to us. You may notice how each tone and each sign leads one onto the another and builds upon each other. And then we go to 3 Storm, and that's night 15. This is about cleansing our neural systems, and it is activated within. It can be emotional, and those very emotions will guide us as we evaluate our belief systems for cleansing. It's actually really good to welcome emotions when they arise. Like, the more we try to squish them down or distract or go to addictions, the stronger they will become. And so, like, we get to really allow our emotions to be, because they are guiding us and showing us. And our frequency will still be maintained, even though we may experience a denser emotion. Our frequency doesn't drop. But if we do carry on avoiding the emotions, it can drop. So it's good to deal with what is. So never be afraid of the emotions. I've had to go through extremely intense emotions as a survivor, and I know that you can too. Then we go to 4 Sun, and after a storm, the sun enlightens us to love and truth. It exposes what is left over from emotional storming. It brings form as we consciously allow source light into our minds and our fields. And then we go to 5 Alligator, and that's night 17, the second to last day of the night wave. And we are empowered to birth our beings. So life is infinite, and it takes many forms through our immortal souls. Being present allows the flow of birthing our being into every new now. It's just like, as we are going to move into timelessness more and more as time collapsed all into one. And so being in the now, it's vital. We're very programmed to be ahead of ourselves with the artificial time construct, because it's all about an artificial type of productivity which just energizes a few. But when we can actually be with ourselves and be very in the now, sure, we might have places to go and things to do. We might meet up somewhere and all that, but it's much more of an intuitive flow and very unhurried and unrushed. Like, we can take our time to be conscious in the now. And so this energy is very welcome. And it's almost like as time speeds up, we slow down. It's very interesting. And then the final day is in 6 wind, and it's also the dark moon. And so that again holds extra energy for longer. And this is the flow of breath of life that purifies our energy systems with divine spirit, so we may consciously breathe it through our whole being and communicate honestly and with love to inspire a life and natural living. And then the next day wave is just going to, it's going to be about slowing down, it's going to be about dreaming, it's going to be about meditating, it's going to be highly reflective, it's going to be in 7 night. So we might as well get used to slowing down and being present. And it's quite interesting, because when we do slow down and we are present, we become far more aware and can intuitively respond very quickly in the moment. So it's very interesting how that works. And about these messages, I just need to add and want to add that these are not channeled messages. They come from myself through my connection with Source, with nature, with myself. They are an intuitive perspective based on experiences relating to the 9th wave, true time sacred mind calendar energies in connection with Mother Earth, who is the life force and planetary materialization of consciousness, and Father Sky, who's the seeder. He's the seeder of the energies that create the matter of the earth and us and all material form. And I focus on the highest potential that the energies may bring, and this will connect with a few. Together we are strong. I don't want to give too much attention to the opposing energies anymore, because we really need to grow in our strength. I'm actually trained as a counsellor, a small group facilitator, a breath worker, and so this does come through very much. My highest interests are in consciousness and how did this all come to be, and what is our way out of that. That's very much based on my experience in life, just questioning the depravity of this world from my experiences, and really, really wanting to find a way out of this captivity once and for all. So this is very much the focus of why I do this. And I need to say it is intended for entertainment purposes. So let's entertain the unified field with our consciousness. And this is about the sacred energies of Source as they arrive through the solar sun each day, the true sun. So wishing you really well through this passage of time. It's very tricky. It can be very tricky at the moment, and I really want to encourage people to be absolutely connected with Source. Source is always there, even sometimes when we don't feel like it is, but knowing that it is there and speaking out loud to Source our questions, our frustrations, our fears, our what we want in this life, our prayers for others, all of these things. It's really good to audibly communicate them, because when we audibly communicate them, it has an echo or it reverberates around the field, and it can really make things happen. So much love to you.